Hey Capricorn, welcome back. I need to talk to you today about something really important that the cards are showing me. There is someone who wants to make things right with you. Someone who wants to come back into your life or repair what has been broken between you two. But here is the thing. There is this karmic attachment. This third-party energy, or maybe even their own unresolved patterns that are actively working to sabotage this reconciliation. So let me just shuffle the cards here and see what Spirit wants to reveal about this complicated situation you are in, alright? The first card I am pulling for you is the Knight of Cups. This is interesting because this Knight represents that person who wants to reconnect with you. When I see the Knight of Cups, I immediately think of someone who is emotionally driven, someone who follows their heart, even when logic tells them not to. This person is coming towards you with feelings, with emotions they cannot ignore anymore. The Knight of Cups is that romantic, that dreamer who believes in second chances and wants to make amends for whatever happened between you two. What strikes me about this energy is how genuine it feels. This is not someone playing games just to mess with your head. They truly feel something deep for you, Capricorn. I am seeing this person lying awake at night thinking about you, replaying conversations you had, remembering moments you shared. They have been carrying regret, maybe guilt about how things ended or how they treated you. The Knight of Cups often shows up when someone has done a lot of emotional processing and has come to realize what they lost when they lost you. But here is what makes this Knight of Cups energy so complex in your situation. This person might be ready emotionally, their heart might be in the right place, but they are still entangled in something. See, the Knight of Cups can sometimes be a bit unrealistic, a bit naive about obstacles. They feel what they feel so intensely that they think love conquers all, that their emotions alone can fix everything. They might be underestimating just how complicated their current situation is, how many ties they need to cut before they can truly come back to you with a clean slate. I am getting this vision of someone who wants to ride in on their white horse and sweep you off your feet. But they are not fully aware that their horse is being held back by chains they have not acknowledged yet. This person genuinely wants to make up with you, wants to show you they have changed, or that they finally understand what you mean to them. But their readiness emotionally does not match their readiness practically or spiritually. There are things they need to handle first, karma they need to clear, but their heart is pushing them to reach out to you anyway. What I find fascinating about the Knight of Cups in this position is that it tells me their feelings are real. Whatever approach they make toward you, whatever they say when they reach out, it is coming from an authentic place in their heart. They are not trying to manipulate you or use you. They truly believe that you two belong together, that what you had was special, that it is worth fighting for. The question becomes whether you can trust that these feelings are enough when there are other forces at play trying to prevent this reunion from happening. Now the second card I pulled is really telling, and it is the Emperor. This card is showing me the karmic attachment that is working against this reconciliation. The Emperor represents structure, control, authority, established patterns. When the Emperor shows up as an obstacle or as a complicating factor, I am seeing either a person who has power over the situation or a rigid pattern that has been in place for a long time. Let me break this down for you. The Emperor could literally be another person, someone who has authority or control in this situation. It might be their current partner, someone they are married to or committed to in some formal way. It could be a parent or family member who has strong opinions about who they should be with. The Emperor energy suggests someone who is not going to give up their position easily, someone who feels entitled to keep things the way they are. But the Emperor can also represent the system itself, the established order that they are part of. Maybe they built a whole life with someone else, bought a house, had kids, created this entire structure that looks perfect from the outside. The Emperor is about maintaining that structure, about not wanting to disrupt the established order even when the emotional truth is different. This is the energy of someone staying in a situation because it is comfortable, because it is what they know, because breaking it apart feels too overwhelming or too costly. What really gets me about the Emperor in this position is how it shows the control aspect of this karmic attachment. Someone or something has control over the person who wants to come back to you. Whether it is guilt, obligation, fear of judgment, financial entanglement, or actual manipulation from another person, there is this authoritative force keeping them stuck. The Emperor does not bend easily. This energy is about rules, about duty, about maintaining appearances. I am sensing that this person who wants to reconcile with you is stuck between what their heart wants, which is represented by that Knight of Cups energy, and what the Emperor energy is demanding of them. The Emperor is saying stay in line, do not rock the boat, think about your responsibilities, think about what people will say, think about everything you will lose if you follow your heart. This is heavy energy, Capricorn. This is not just about someone having cold feet. This is about real structures, real consequences, real forces pushing back against this reunion. The karmic piece here is that maybe in a past life or earlier in this life, they made commitments that created these chains. Maybe they chose security over love before, chose status over authenticity, chose fear over courage. Now that karma is playing out by making it incredibly difficult for them to choose differently this time. The Emperor is the karma saying you made your bed, now lie in it. You chose this structure, now you have to maintain it. The third card coming through is Three of Cups. And this is where things get even more layered. The Three of Cups traditionally represents celebration, friendship, community, joyful gatherings. But in this context, I am reading it as the third-party situation being even more complex than just one person. This might be a whole social circle, a whole group of people who are invested in keeping things the way they are. When I see Three of Cups in a reading about karmic attachments preventing reconciliation, I think about the social consequences of this person leaving their current situation to be with you. Maybe they have mutual friends with their current partner, maybe their families are close, maybe there is a whole community that knows them as a couple. The Three of Cups shows me that it is not just about two people. It is about an entire social ecosystem that would be disrupted if they chose you. This card is also making me think about celebrations that have already happened or are planned. Maybe there was a wedding, an anniversary, a commitment ceremony. Maybe there are upcoming events, family gatherings where they are expected to show up with their current partner and play the part. The Three of Cups represents all those social obligations, all those public displays of a relationship that might not reflect what is truly going on behind closed doors. What strikes me most powerfully about the Three of Cups here is the element of enjoyment and pleasure. See, even if their current situation is not fulfilling them on a deep soul level, there might be aspects of it that are genuinely pleasant. Maybe they have fun with their mutual friends. Maybe their social life is exciting. Maybe there are benefits to staying in this situation that they do not want to give up. The Three of Cups can show someone who is torn because their current life is not terrible. It is just not authentic. They have laughter, they have companionship, they have good times, but they do not have real love. They do not have that soul connection they had with you. I'm also picking up on something about appearances here. The Three of Cups is often about the image of happiness, the public display of having it all together. This person might be really invested in maintaining the appearance that everything is great, that they are happy, that they made the right choices. Admitting they want to come back to you would mean admitting they were wrong, that their life is not as perfect as it looks, that they have been pretending. That takes tremendous courage. And the Three of Cups energy is sometimes about choosing comfort over courage, choosing the familiar celebration over the unknown adventure. There is also this sense with the Three of Cups that other people are actively celebrating or supporting the current situation. Maybe friends are constantly telling them how lucky they are, how perfect their relationship looks, how they should not throw it all away. These outside voices become part of the karmic attachment, part of what is keeping them from following their heart back to you. The collective opinion, the group energy, becomes another chain holding them in place. Moving to the fourth card, I pulled the Hierophant and Capricorn. This just reinforces everything about tradition, convention, and societal expectations standing in the way. The Hierophant is the ultimate card of following the rules, of doing what is expected, of conforming to social and religious norms. When this shows up in a reading about someone wanting to reconcile but being blocked, it tells me there are serious traditional or institutional barriers at play. The Hierophant often represents marriage, religious commitments, vows that were taken before God or community. If this person is married or in a committed partnership that involve traditional ceremonies or religious blessings, the Hierophant shows the weight of those vows hanging over them. It is not just about a legal contract, it is about spiritual and moral obligations they feel bound by. Breaking those vows feels like more than just ending a relationship. It feels like a sin, a betrayal of sacred promises, a violation of their deepest values. What really stands out to me with the Hierophant is how it represents seeking approval from authority figures. This person might be someone who deeply cares about what their parents think, what their religious leaders think, what society thinks. The idea of leaving their current situation to be with you might mean facing disapproval from people whose opinions they value tremendously. The Hierophant can show someone who would rather suffer in silence than disappoint the authorities in their life. I am also sensing that the Hierophant represents their own internalized beliefs about right and wrong, even if no one else was watching, even if there were no external consequences. They have this voice inside them saying that leaving would be wrong, that giving up on their current relationship would make them a bad person, that they have a duty to try to make things work where they are. These internalized moral structures can be even harder to overcome than external obstacles because you cannot run from your own conscience. The Hierophant is also about seeking counsel, seeking guidance from traditional sources. This person might be talking to therapists, religious advisors, family members who all tell them to work on their current relationship, to honor their commitments, to think about the bigger picture. All this counsel, even when well-intentioned, becomes part of the karmic web keeping them from you. Every authority figure who tells them to stay becomes another reason they cannot leave. But here is something important about the Hierophant that I want you to understand, Capricorn. This card represents outdated systems, traditions that no longer serve, rules that were made by others for their own purposes. Just because something is traditional does not mean it is right for everyone. Just because vows were spoken does not mean they need to be honored when the foundation they were built on turns out to be false. The Hierophant can represent the courage it takes to question authority, to challenge tradition, to forge your own path, even when everyone is telling you to conform. Now I am pulling the fifth card. And it is the Tower, O Capricorn. This is intense but also strangely hopeful. The Tower represents sudden upheaval, structures collapsing, foundations cracking, everything falling apart. In the context of your situation, the Tower is showing me that the current situation this person is in cannot hold. It is not stable. It is not sustainable. Something is going to give. What the Tower tells me is that all these obstacles we have been talking about, the Emperor energy, the Three of Cups social dynamics, the Hierophant traditions and expectations, they are all built on shaky ground. The Tower represents truth breaking through, reality crashing through denial, everything that was hidden coming to light. Whatever they have built with this other person or within this other situation, it has fundamental cracks in the foundation that are going to cause it to crumble. The Tower can be a scary card because it represents chaos, destruction, everything you thought was solid turning out to be an illusion. But here is the thing about Tower moments, they are necessary. They clear away what is false so that something true can be built. If this person is living a lie, if they are maintaining a facade, if they are pretending to be happy when they are not, the Tower says that pretense is going to shatter. The question is whether they will have the courage to rebuild authentically or whether they will try to put the broken pieces back together and keep pretending. I am sensing that this Tower moment might be triggered by something outside their control. Maybe the truth about their feelings for you comes out in a way they cannot control. Maybe their current partner discovers something. Maybe a crisis forces everyone to show their true colors. The Tower does not ask permission. It just happens when the time is right, when the universe decides that the false structure has stood long enough. What really strikes me about the Tower in this position is that it represents the karmic reckoning. All the karma we have been talking about, all the patterns, all the obligations, all the false structures, they are going to come crashing down. This is karma resolving itself, not through gradual evolution but through sudden revolution. The Tower is the universe saying enough is enough. This charade has gone on long enough, time for truth. But I need to be honest with you, Capricorn. The Tower does not guarantee that this person will choose you when the dust settles. What it guarantees is that their current situation will not remain as it is. They will be forced to make real choices, to face real consequences, to stop hiding behind structures that are crumbling anyway. Whether they have the courage to choose authentic love with you, or whether they try to rebuild another false structure, that is still their choice to make. The final card I pulled for you is Five of Pentacles. And this one brings such an important message about what is really at stake here. The Five of Pentacles represents hardship, loss, feeling left out in the cold, spiritual and material poverty. This card is showing me that if this person chooses to stay in their current situation, if they let all these karmic attachments prevent them from reconciling with you, they are choosing poverty of the soul. The Five of Pentacles often shows to figures walking through snow past a warm church, representing people who are suffering but refusing to ask for help, refusing to seek sanctuary, too proud or too scared to reach for what could save them. This is exactly what this person is doing if they stay where they are. They are walking past the warmth, the love, the genuine connection you could offer them, because they are too afraid of what they might lose materially or socially. What gets me about the Five of Pentacles here is that it represents the cost of their choice. If they choose security over love, if they choose to maintain the structure even though it is empty, if they let the Emperor and the Hierophant energies control them, they are choosing a life of spiritual poverty. They might have the house, the status, the appearance of stability, but inside they will be cold, empty, disconnected from their true heart. This card is also showing me your potential experience in all of this, Capricorn. The Five of Pentacles can represent feeling abandoned, feeling rejected, feeling like you are out in the cold while someone else gets the warmth. If this person cannot overcome their karmic attachments, if they cannot break free to choose you, you might go through a period of feeling left behind, feeling like you were not enough, feeling spiritually impoverished by their choice. But here is the deeper wisdom of the Five of Pentacles. This card teaches us that sometimes we have to walk through the cold to find our way to a warmer place. Sometimes we have to experience loss to understand what truly matters. Sometimes we have to feel poverty to appreciate abundance when it comes. If this reconciliation does not happen, if this person cannot free themselves, the Five of Pentacles suggests you will go through hardship, but you will come out the other side with greater wisdom, greater strength, greater clarity about what you truly deserve. I am also picking up that the Five of Pentacles represents the fear that is driving a lot of the resistance to this reconciliation. This person might be terrified of the material and social losses they would face if they left their current situation. They might be worried about money, about where they would live, about how they would survive outside the structure they have known. The Five of Pentacles shows that this fear of poverty, this fear of loss, is actually keeping them trapped in a different kind of poverty. The poverty of living without love, without authenticity, without soul connection. So Capricorn, let me bring this all together for you. The cards are painting a really complex picture of someone who genuinely wants to make things right with you, whose heart is pulling them toward you with real feeling and real intention. That Knight of Cups energy is authentic. They truly care, they truly want another chance, but they are trapped in this web of karmic attachments that are actively working to prevent this reconciliation from happening. You have got the Emperor energy representing control, structure, established patterns, maybe another person who has authority over the situation. You have got Three of Cups showing the social complexity, the community aspect, all the celebrations and friendships and public commitments that would be disrupted. You have got the Hierophant representing tradition, vows, moral obligations, internalized beliefs about duty and propriety. All of these forces are pushing back against the Knight of Cups trying to ride toward you. But then you have got the Tower showing that none of these obstacles are as stable as they appear. Something is going to shift dramatically. Truth is going to break through. Structures are going to crumble. The question is what this person will do when that happens. Whether they will have the courage to choose authentically or whether they will scramble to rebuild another facade. And finally, you have got 5 of Pentacles showing the real cost of all these choices. The spiritual poverty of choosing security over love, the hardship of being left in the cold, but also the wisdom that comes from walking through difficulty towards something real. My guidance for you is this: do not wait around in the cold for someone who might never find the courage to walk toward the warmth. Protect your own heart while remaining open to genuine transformation. If this person truly does the work to break free from their karmic attachments, if they truly choose you after dealing with the Emperor, navigating the 3 of Cups social dynamics, questioning the Hierophant traditions, surviving the Tower moment of truth, then maybe there is something real to build. But if they keep letting these attachments control them, if they keep choosing the false structure over authentic connection, then you deserve to walk toward your own warmth, your own abundance, your own soul connection with someone who is truly free to love you. Thank you for being here with me today, Capricorn. I hope this reading gave you some clarity about what you are dealing with. Trust yourself to know what you deserve.